done to their country. The reality of Hitler's reign can no longer be denied, and each man must confront his own conscience about what Hitler's Germany has become. To portray the Germans as one-dimensional goose-stepping cartoons would do a disservice not only to them, but to you. It is easy to cast judgment on these men today, as, at the Nuremberg trials, it was fairly easy then. But they are important to this story, and I feel that portraying them simply as the bad guys, while politically correct, would not be authentic. In a strange twist of coincidence, as I am writing this, I just returned from a brief trip to Washington, D.C., where I happened to be when the shooting incident occurred at the Holocaust Museum. That horrifying act was committed by an 88-year-old Holocaust denier. Toward the war's end, American GIs, and then the generals, discovered the worst of the Nazi concentration camps. Literally thousands of American and British soldiers witnessed firsthand the grotesque aftermath of the atrocities committed by the Germans. I am appalled by those who deny that the Holocaust took place. The accounts of the Allied soldiers and reporters who were there at the liberations of these camps, the sheer volume of evidence is so completely overwhelming that to deny it took place is both comically and tragically absurd. My fear is that the deniers have an agenda, political or social, and that by denying or even excusing what was done to those millions of human beings, their purpose could be to justify it happening again. If this book is emotional for you, or if, after reading it, you feel you understand a bit more about the war itself, or know a little more about those men who were so responsible for the history of this extraordinary event, then you and I share something. It has been my privilege to tell this story. Jeff Shara, June 2009. Introduction. With the success of the Normandy campaign, which concludes in August 1944, the Allied armies embrace their success with a euphoric confidence that Germany is on its last legs. The English, Canadian, and American armies that have punched their way across France have every right to feel that the victory they have gained is monumental. But that victory does not come without mistakes. The most critical error is the failure to close what is now known as the Argentan-Falaise Gap, an 18-mile opening in a tightening ring that allows tens of thousands of German troops to escape toward their own borders. Blame for not closing the gap falls primarily on British Field Marshal Bernard